Welcome back to Call to Battle, guys. Today we're going to be reviewing the support class for CTB2. Support class. Every country so far right now has a support class. So let's get right into it. First, we have the United States Marine Corps and Army. Let's see. Since I fixed my mic and I'm trying to get everything perfect, sound might be a little low in here, that's fine, right? Anyway, we're starting off with the T-20E2 Garand. T-20E2 Garand can take anything Garand can do. It can take the bayonet, it can take the scope, which is pretty powerful. I mean, it's a suppressive Garand, so... It can take the collimator sight. Anything that Garand can take, this could take. It takes the Browning automatic rifle magazine, and compared to a normal Garand, or actually no, let's get a T-20E2. Here's a T-20E2. That's impressive. Here's a T-20E2. As you can see, there is wood furnishing over the barrel. There's a different muzzle. See the muzzle? There's also a pistol grip. This is a T-20E2 Garand. It's impressive. Look at those differences. Yep. And the T-20E2 Garand. Suppressive is... well, it's this. Oh, before we get into it, I have this bunker. Remember from last video that this bunker exists. And I I didn't destroy it in that video. That video got interrupted, so yeah. So any support weapon except for the R80 Colt monitor, to my knowledge, can do is if you go over a block, the gun will raise up, and then that's when you're in suppressive or support mode. It's better for I don't know, just I don't know what to call it when you're in bipod mode. So anyway, let's get on it. That's the T-20E2 Garand suppressive. Nothing much else to say. It was on the line of experimental magazine-fed Garands that led up to the M14, but other than that, see the Browning automatic rifle. BAR has two fire modes, auto and reduced auto. Auto is just fast. Is that right? Yeah. Now, I don't use auto very much because if you're not bipoded, it gets crazy. So, what I prefer to do whenever I'm playing CTB is I press X, I switch to reduced auto, and then fire like this. Much more controllable. Also, I'm bipoded, so it's even more controllable. Next, we have the R80 Colt monitor. The R80 Colt monitor could take both types of magazines, and I don't know anything about this gun in real life. What I know about it in game is that it doesn't bipod itself, and has a semi-auto instead of a reduced auto. As its main fire mode is reduced auto. It can lay down some decent support. I mean, I don't really know how to complain. And yeah, there's the ideal monitor. Next we have the Browning M1919A6. This outclassed the Type 92 machine gun in every single way in real life. World War II, this thing, whenever it reached Pacific Front, the Japs thought, oh yeah, you know, we have this gun and it takes 30 round stripper clips and it's very heavy, but it's quote unquote good. Yeah, we brought this thing over to them and you're like, this thing is carryable, dang it. A support could be running around, it could get behind a sandbag or a good position, and then they could just lay it down. 250 round belt. Wow, the Type 92 machine gun only had 30 rounds, and it had Benet Marché style. Would you call them clips, magazines? Like there's just like a row of bullets on a thing, and that's straight across. It doesn't. It's not like a belt. So there's okay. Well, okay, it's getting really jammed. So you can lay down some serious suppressive fire. 250 rounds last quite a bit, and if you have enough ammo, like if you equip ammo pouches for your character, you can have a solid, let's see, $750 rounds at your disposal if you equip both ammo pouches. And I got rid of it. Oh well. The T20E2 Grand Suppressive with M1 collimator sight. Yep, that's right. This takes the, like I said, can take the collimator sight. Also, you could throw a bayonet on it and bayonet charge, but that's different. So there's that. Not really much else to say except it has the collimator sight. Next, we have the T20E2 Grand Suppressive with M1 scope, or you know, what's it called? M82 2.5x scope. Now this thing, I much prefer this, and this is in support sections, not marksman, is not only do they have sight, and you can also switch to semi-auto, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the 20E2 has semi-auto capabilities. You have a scope. You can also switch to this, go fully auto, and as it does not make sense to use fully auto while scoped. Remember, press the tilde key to use that function. Next we have the kit items. We've got the Browning automatic rifle, M1918 anti-aircraft. The 30-06 round was so powerful. Wait, we've already covered this. Yeah, and you should already know that this thing can be bipoded, even though it doesn't have a bipod. It can be placed. What? No. Be placed, even though it doesn't have a bipod. Anything with a bipod can be placed. Now we've got Britain. And Britain only has 3 things, and well, only one we're going to cover since we already covered this. Alright, hang on. If you want to see this, if you want to see the AA gun, go to Special Infantry. If you want to see this, go to Elite Heroes. Now, if you want to see this, go to Commonwealth Heroes, and if you want to see this, also go to Commonwealth Heroes. We're looking at the Bren Mark II. The Bren Mark II is probably, it's just a really good gun. The British used it. They never changed their MG. Now, I know you saw other MGs in there, but the Vickers here is India, and Charlton Automatic is New Zealand. Holy crap. .30 rounds of .303 British, which is only slightly smaller than the infamous 30-06, so that's that. Overall, this is a pretty good weapon, but its recoil is insane. Oh, never mind. Controllable. Next, we have Germany. Germany has a few selections. Let's start off with the MG34 drum mag. We're going to be reviewing drum mag, even though there are belt fed. I just don't feel like going through 250 rounds of ammunition. That's right. So there's the MG34. It's got a higher rate of fire than your average gun, but now you know that rate of fire was yeah. Watch this. So last one, MG34, went through 50 rounds pretty fast. Here's the MG42. Done. It's absolutely done. The MG42, or the MG3, was nicknamed Hitler's Buzzsaw for a reason. As an American, you were trained that when you heard this thing reload, you jumped out of the trench and you charged them before they can reload. And if you failed, you were cut to bits. Not even joking about that last part. Omaha Beach, they were actually cut to bits by this gun. The ZB VZ26 is a Czechoslovakian light machine gun, or I like to say battle rifle because it's got 20 rounds like most battle rifles do. It looks like this. Remember the appearance for later. Nice dark brown stock. And very steady rate of fire. Now, the next one is the ZB VZ30. This thing has, number one, has a foregrip, or a carrying handle. Any other differences? Well, I think coloration of the stock is one. It's more saturated brown. So this thing has a higher rate of fire. Yep, that's true. Next we have the MG42, and this is definitely why I'm going to use the drum, because this see how it's produced out of? There's an attachment called the heavy MG42 bolt, and this makes it where the bolt is heavier, and so it has a slower rate of fire. When the bolt is heavier, it has a harder time pushing it back and forward to rechamber a new round each second. A slightly slower fire rate, as you know, it's an MG42. How slower can you make it? Like, can you make it out of lead, maybe? They probably did something like that. We've already reviewed these, so let's go on. I'm going to review this one, because they're both the same thing with same site. Here's the Fallschirm Jagdgewehr, or FG42G. FG42G is the most common model, and if anyone's ever seen a FG42, they've probably seen this model as the lighter finish and such. And this one has an optic sight, a 1.5 times that. This thing is the Germany's battle rifle. Since, you know, we had this, they had this, we had the bar, and they didn't really have much, so they developed this. Yeah, yes, this thing can be taken semi-auto, but I don't want to do that. Let's enchant it. I want you to note that enchanting it will not do anything for you. But we put on braking on it, even though it doesn't have durability. It's a good thing the model doesn't go shiny. Alright, so there's that. Next we have the Volkssturm Militia. The Volkssturm Militia has only two options: the MG42 34 machine gewehr 34, where the drum mag is the first one, and then at level 5 you unlock the belt mag. Next we have Finland. Finland has the Lahti Salaranta M26. This is Finland's battle rifle, or LMG, whichever one you prefer. I call the M26-31, which we saw in the Elite Heroes video, an LMG, because that thing has 75 rounds of Russian destroyer. Same fire rate too. So that's really all. I don't really know much about this rifle in real life, so if you want to know anything, go on Wikipedia. Next we have the Deg Tirayov DP28. Deg Tirayov DP28 is the Russians' light machine gun for a long while, and they had this gun and they liked it. 47 rounds of, I'm pretty sure it's either this bullet or this bullet. that's it. That's the DP28. A lot of people have heard of this gun. And here's the Latisse on the M2631. Next we have the Russian weapons. We have the DP28. We already shot that one. We already reviewed it. Now we have the DPM, and just like a lot of other guns, I know nothing about the DPM. DPM was, I'm pretty sure this thing replaced the DP28. Oh wow! Look at the model. You see that little like knob on the magazine? That turns around. That's cool. I didn't notice that. And also the AS-44. We've already shot that. So for Japan, we have the Nambu Type 96, the Nambu Type 99, and opticals. So 96 has a grip or a carrying handle. It is a steady rate of fire. Not much else I can say. It has its own magazine, which is pretty interesting to know. Type 96, Type 99. So next we have the Type 99. This thing still has a carrying handle, but it takes a different magazine. For one. For two, I think it has a charging handle, and it shoots much faster. So next we have the optical sights, and I'm only going to shoot one of those because they're both the same thing, just with optical sights. Oh. So the optical sight goes on the right side of the gun. Now the standard sights are on the left side. So we see there's the sights, here's the optic. That's so you can easily freely switch back, as this sight is actually magnifying much more than it, like a normal sight, like an optic sight will do 1.5. This thing magnifies 2.5, so it is, you can see farther. Next we have Poland, and we've already reviewed these. This is naval infantry, this is special infantry, and we got the Browning WZ-28. Poland had a, at least I think this is what happened, I'm pretty sure. Poland was looking for an LMG, and they were presented with multiple different LMGs. They liked the Bar the best, so they made their own. I'll just go in here. And this is almost a direct copy with different features, with a few minor details that are different. But other than that, I mean, I'm not mad that they copied it. They deserved something, and they made it pretty well. You know, they needed an LMG. No, it didn't help them any. So it has auto, it has reduced auto, and that's about it. It's basically just a Browning automatic rifle with a better finish. It's Polish. Next we have Norway. Norway only has one gun. Madsen M22. No kit guns, nothing, just the Madsen M22. Now this gun was originally Danish, but Norway had made their own version of it, chambering the same type of bullet that their guns took, which I'm pretty sure is all this bullet. So it's chambered in this, and that made this gun not reliable in this caliber. I don't know what they mean, but you know, what can you do? So that's that. And last but not least, Romania. And Romania has ZBVZ-26 and ZBVZ-30. We've already shot those guns, but I'll put it on the outfit anyway. That's it for support. Now let's talk about what a support does and what it's good for. A support is any guy. So support has the special ability to have mainly LMGs, but on some occasions, like these, they have heavy machine guns like the MG42 and M19A6. Now, most machine guns except the R80 can be placed And if you've probably seen many times, you have these guns. Vehicles are coming pretty soon, so the Willys is going to have a gun. And you have the 1919 A4, 1917 water-cooled, and the M250 cal Browning. Yeah, this is the Modus. These are all weapons that have to be placed. Now, we're not going to go over them, but I'm going to place them for when we do. And it's not just America that has these weapons. These are in placeables. Now, the Boys AT rifle is also another rifle that you can't have with as an infantryman. You have to find it on the map. Let's get another example, and that is the MG34 and MG42 Lafette mounts. And that's really the only way you can find these weapons, is if the map maker placed them on the map somewhere for you to find. These weapons are powerful, but cannot be moved. I have the Boys AT rifle, which is probably my favorite of the group, and because it is powerful. And also, that is a really good sight. I could probably snipe so many people with that. If only it was available for an infantryman. And also, if there was a Type 92, I'm not saying if there was, that would be here, because you can't carry that thing around. The Type 92 machine gun sucked. So, a support has the ability to lay a suppressive fire. The max amount of ammo they can have is 250. Or 750, actually, because having two of these and then one inside the gun, that's 750 rounds of ammunition. Same with the MG42, MG34. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you enjoyed, then make sure to download this game mod, link in the description to the Planet MC page. And hope you enjoyed.